Okay, so this is a tour of my allotment, and this is the top gate. That's my car over there. My plot is almost right down the bottom. So I'll give you a guided tour as I go. Okay, so you're seeing what I can see. This is everybody's plots. This is my friend Lynn and her parents hoeing away. Do mine if you want.
Hey?
You can do mine if you want.
Oh, thank you very much.
Okay. Morning, Mr. Magpie. Morning, doggies. Do, 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 do. That's probably one of the nicest plots on here. The lady who did that did all of that in about 6 weeks. Absolute grafter. That's hers in the corner as well. Right, first impressions. And this one is mine. Woohoo! Okay. So I'll just open my gate up and then I'll be back with you. Okay, so here we go. There is my cast iron bath, which eventually will be a pond to go roughly there somewhere. Here I've got some spinach and some salsify, and I've got a row of onions, because there I should have carrots, but this should be carrots, turnip, purple carrots, more carrots, onions, more carrots, onions, and parsnips. And the reason I've got the onions between is because apparently they detract from carrot root fly. But I don't normally sow things direct. I'm trying to do everything in a pot or module or transplant, even though they can get crooked and stuff. So many slugs, they just wipe the tops off. Anyway, parsnips are just starting to come through. Those some carrots there are just starting to come through. Turnips, turnips, beetroot there, I think. The turnips that have come through, they've just been munched, absolutely munched. So that's going to have to be, I've got some beetroot and modules at home, so I might plant that in there. Salsify, nothing less yet, just some grass. And this is all the sawdust and muck and stuff from my rabbit. Gandalf, the compost bunny. He gives me quite a lot of compost every year, and it's good for keeping the weeds down. So yeah, there's my potatoes over the back, new potatoes. I've been earthed up once with sawdust and grass and stuff, shredded cardboard. They'll be earthed up again before I go. It's my apple tree. No idea which apple tree it is, but it's a summer apple. They're ready by about August time, and they're absolutely gorgeous. Almost like a yellowy greeny colour. Really nice apples. That back of the bed there where that daffodil is, that's just been sown with poppies and stuff. So hopefully that'll be some wildflowers. That was a pear tree, but it was brought from my old house and it just died. It needs to come up actually. I might make a bird table out of it, I'm not sure. Strawberries. These are doing okay, but they are about 4 years old now. So last year I started planting the runners in, so I'm hoping they'll come good. Again, more sawdust around, stop the weeds. The only problem is with sawdust and rabbits is, woohoo, strawberry flowers. Exciting. The only problem is with rabbit poop is sometimes they don't always eat all the seeds, and you get these things grow, and that is probably some kind of barley or whatever they put in rabbit food. It's not too bad because you just hoe it and break it and it doesn't come back. It's not like couch grass or anything. Oh, some more strawberry flowers down there. Okay. Right, this is where it might get a bit scary, because in that compost bin there, I've got a bee's nest. Okay, so I completely bottled it, simply because I got to about a foot away from it and the thing started humming like a demented Dalek, and I just thought, there's no way on God's earth I'm taking the lid off that thing. So yeah, let's leave the bees alone. There you go. I'll see if I turn the camera and see if you want going in now. There we go. There's one. Maybe they're not coming out because I'm here. Right, in that case, I will move. So yes, that was my compost area. That bed there is where all my weeds and couch grass and everything got thrown on just to rot down and turn to compost. And I had, about 2 years ago, I had a pumpkin growing out of it, because I chucked all my weeds in there, horse poo, everything in there, put a piece of cardboard on top, put the pumpkin in between the compost, in between the cardboard, cut a little hole out, and he was happy as Larry. But that hasn't been used now for about 2 years. Right, this is my dumping area. Here's a good tidy up, and that's my chicken coop cold frame. So yeah, work in progress. Oh, look at that. There we go. That is a self-seeding cabbage, or some kind of brassica. Now, I didn't know that was there. He looks happy as Larry under there. I'll have to plant him in a couple of days. He's obviously been growing over the winter. Wonder if the black has been helping him out. So yeah, that's my shed, which I think the shed was the only thing I bought on the allotment. And it cost me £40. And I had to get it from a place called Nosal. Lovely house, absolutely gorgeous house. Old vicar's cottage, Georgian Victorian kind of era. And they were just wanted a new shed, and that shed was, it was absolutely immaculate when I bought it. I think it had only been up about 12 months. Okay, there's my grey hyacinths, and then some bushes. These are just self-seeded bushes that the birds have pooped out, and I've left them there because they act as a bit of a guard for the shed. I quite like them looking out on them. The birds kind of sit in them sometimes when I'm in the shed, so it's quite nice. That's my thyme plant, which hopefully I've saved. Right, and this bit is, that's me. Hello. Here's my Japanese onions. I'll come this side. Hopefully I won't cast a shadow. Japanese onions there, which have been in all winter, with fresh sawdust around them this time, just because I don't want to disturb them, so I haven't put rabbit poo around them because I don't want any weeds. This year's onion sets there, and then this bit here, that's no dig. Most of my plots no dig, to be fair, and they are leeks. Sony modules, 4 to 5. Let's see if I can give you a good better picture. So yeah, they are leeks. Sony modules, 4 to 5 seeds to a module, planted in, and the idea is that you pull out the ones you want, and you might not get massive leeks, but who wants a massive tough leek? You know, you want nice little tiny leeks. Scrummy. Okay, that's my lemon balm there, which is really nice. That was a cutting actually from a bush that was over there that my neighbour gave me. So, that's my lemon balm, and that's a dandelion. And I've got a little tip for dandelions, just bear with me. Okay, so I was watching think it's Hannah Nightingale's video on YouTube. She's got loads of dandelions everywhere and she hasn't had time to weed them yet. And basically I said that the best thing you can do if you've got that is just pull the flowers off, because they don't go to seed. I think they reckon there's something like 200 seeds per flower head, and a plant itself can make something like 2,000 seeds, and I guarantee almost every single one of those seeds will germinate and sprout, because they are like the ultimate survivors, dandelions. I think, might be wrong, correct me, Charles Darwin got his idea from survival of the fittest. Oh, that beep, that is my nan and granddad. They live down the road, and whenever they see my car they beep. So yeah, so where was I? Yeah, Charles Darwin, survival of the fittest. Apparently he dug a 3 foot by 3 foot square patch in his garden, and he wanted to see what would happen, and obviously the dandelions come through, and the more he dug it, the more dandelions come through, and apparently that's where the initial ideas of survival of the fittest come from. So yeah, dandelions are the ultimate survivor. Okay, so here we go. Dandelion, there. Dandelion weeded. Dandelion, weeded. Another one in there, weeded. Job done. That simple. Okay, so that's the one half of my allotment, which is kind of no dig. It's getting there slowly. For those of you that don't know, I wasn't very well last year, and basically did nothing up until July, and it's surprising how overgrown and battered a plot can get with the year of not using it. So yeah, back in the swing of things now, so hopefully get things sorted. Right, broad beans in a raised bed, manure, alpaca manure and horse manure, some sawdust, wood shavings from a timber mill, mix it all together and you're planting it. People say you can't plant in fresh manure. Yeah, you can, because that's what I've done there. Right, some more onions around them, because apparently that will deter black fly. I can't see any black fly yet. Oh, is that on there? No. So yeah, let's see if that works. More onions down there, just that trellis on to stop the cats and foxes scratching away. I know there's a fox around here because about 2 years ago, and I found one of the neighbours' chickens dead on my plot, headless chicken. So this plot is probably haunted at night by the ghost of a headless chicken. Here we go. Here's our some cabbages. I planted about 30 in the winter, and my netting fell over. They were over there, and the pigeons ate them, and I ended up with 7. So yeah, I love pigeons. In a pie. This is a raised bed. Again, this raised bed. Okay. That raised bed was free. As was this one, from the same person. Because he was doing up his garden and he put on the internet, free to collect, want rid of, so I had them. That's the old kid's sandpit. And all these other ones were free wood from Skip's granddad's house. Old bits of decking. You don't need to spend money on an allotment, you really don't. All those plots over there, they look lovely. But mine's all about growing food. And if I spend £1,000 a year on an allotment, I might as well just start shopping at Waitrose. So yeah, carrots in this raised bed. And what I've done is it was an idea that Charles Dowding had on one of his videos. I sprinkled in radishes with the carrot seed, so I know where they are, which is what I should have done over there. So I know where they are, but I'll get the radishes out first. These seem to be doing alright. This is just a mixture of old compost, sawdust and horse poo. It's a bit dry actually, I haven't been down for a week, but I'll give it a water before I go. Lettuce, rocket and Swiss chard. All this stuff here is just to stop the birds and whatever scratching around in it. That raised bed, I'm thinking that is going to be sweet corn, as that is as well. So I'm thinking early sweet corn in there, late sweet corn in there, but I need to get a bit more compost first to fill it up, and the wood on top is going to be another raised bed. Salad, that one there will be salad. Here I've got radishes, beetroot and spring onions, and they are just normal onion seeds that I've planted, and I just intend to pick them before they get too big. Why not? So I can't see the point in spending £2 for a packet of spring onion seeds when I've got something like 5,000 normal onion seeds never going to get used. Okay, this is not staying here, but these was what's it called? Sage. It was in a pot and I thought it was dead. This one is starting to come back. So it's in a big bed full of manure that stays really wet. And that one, I think, is brown bread. So that one will be kindling for the fire. And this is another no-dig bed, which is I cut some of the lawn, brought the compost down, got some rabbit poo in there, got some alpaca poo, some horse poo, some cardboard. I think the Americans call it lasagna bed or something like that, something American. It's just making compost. We don't need any crazy Americanisms. Right, this part of the plot is really, really wet. It's full of frogs. I've put raspberries there to hopefully they'll grow quite tall and I can block it off, and that can be a continuation of my store area where I can keep pallets and old bits of polytunnel for barbecue that I've got to hook up. That's my big compost bin, which is going to be used a lot this year because obviously I've got bees in those. Yeah, that is a wheelbarrow full of rubbish which has got to go to the skip. This, haha, this is genius, right? People go on to me about collect stuff and you know you never have a use for it. Well, I'll show you. This was a tank out of a roof, like the old-fashioned like immersion heaters that people got in like the 60s, 70s and 80s, and it was being thrown away. So yeah, nothing special, could plant in it, use it as a compost bin, bit of a pond, or you can do this. Wheelbarrow takes about 70 litres of compost. Wheelbarrow now takes about 300 litres of compost. That has saved me loads of time, absolutely loads of time. Everything can be repurposed, reused, rejigged in some way. I had some bark delivered on the plot, and people were doing one wheelbarrow at a time, all the way up there somewhere. And you get about 70 litres in that barrow. I stuck that in my barrow, and it was just, for every one journey everyone else was doing, I was doing like 3.5. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. As an old university lecturer would say, upstairs for thinking, downstairs for dancing. So we'll go and have a look at the greenhouse now. This is an old apple box that's going to be turned into a raised bed, but I've got to sort out the rubbish first. So yeah, greenhouse with no door. 2 years ago, greenhouse with no door worked absolute wonders. Airflow was great, everything was brilliant, I didn't get any blight, perfect. This year it'll probably go tits up, but it's worth another go, to be fair, because I just don't want to spend any money having the door fixed. I need to buy runners and things, and I don't do DIY. So yeah, so here we go. So I don't know how long it's been, maybe 10 days, and I haven't watered this greenhouse in 10 days. And everything is perfect, because that's what happens when you put fresh horse poo in the bottom of your pots. And as you can see, that things that don't have fresh horse poo in, the peas that I forgot to plant, are looking a bit sad. So yeah, I mean, okay, I understand it's not the height of summer, but it's been warm the last 4 or 5 days in Shropshire, really warm, especially in the daytime. I mean, yesterday was about 18, 19 degrees, so this greenhouse has been getting warm, but that soil is not drying out, it's just staying pleasantly moist. Okay, so I'm going to do some watering. I might stick you somewhere out of the way. How about I put you by the bees? Hi there. So basically, as I said last time, I got all this free wood and I've got loads more of it. And there's all bits that have been cut to the exact length. I think they were making 5-foot fence panels, so they're obviously cutting the top foot off and throwing it away. So that's a foot, perfect, every single one's the same. So anyway, I started to build some raised beds. So as you can see, I started to make a basic frame. I mean, I'm rubbish at DIY and I've managed this, so anyone can do it. So I made a basic frame, nailed it in place like so. Then once you've got the basic frame, you add the lateral lines on to give it the size. So that's about 1 foot by 2 foot, so that'll be like perfect for carrots, parsnips and stuff. Beetroot, fill it with sand, be brilliant. And then once I've, so you go from there, two squares, add the lateral lines top and bottom, and then you clad it. So using the feather edging that's been cut to 1 foot length, I've got a pretty sturdy planter. And then when I'm down the allotment, I'm actually going to rest that on top of bricks, so it's out of the soil, so it should last another couple of years. So there we go, free vegetable planter. The dog's not free. So there you go, there's one there which is 3 foot by 1 foot, and then I've got the frame to do another one. I've got enough cladding for that. 2 foot by 1 foot, 2 foot by 1 foot, 2 foot by 1 foot. and then my little herb planter, which is going to go by the back door. And what I'm going to do with all these planters, once I've stained them, I'm going to line them with plastic just to stop the wood from rotting. So there you go. 6 vegetable planters, all for free. So hope you enjoyed that. I'm finished for the day now, so I've had enough, and I'll finish that cladding that one tomorrow and get down the allotment and do my fence. But in the meantime, as my son reminded me the other day, because he watched the video at his mum's house, he said he didn't say subscribe to the page. So if you want to, subscribe to the page, and hopefully see you soon. Cheers, bye.